It's January 18, 2010, and it's actually 2011, but welcome back to Sports by Jack. Where am I today? I have no idea, but let's talk about Carmelo Anthony, shall we? What is up with the New Jersey Nets? The guy is not coming to New Jersey. How many times do they have to spell it out for you? Avery Johnson says he don't know about no meeting with Carmelo. Well, you know what? There is going to be no meeting because Carmelo doesn't want a meeting. Look, it'd be a pretty cool three-team trade if Chauncey Billups, Richard Hamilton, and Carmelo Anthony ended up on the same team. But it is clearly not going to happen. Carmelo only wants to play for the Knicks, and if he doesn't accept a trade, then he will play for the Knicks next year. He can pretty much call this year a write-off because if he's not going to accept a trade and he's not leaving Denver for the year, then, well, he's just going to play it out. You know, make sure he doesn't get hurt and, get his big contract with New York. So what benefit does he have to play well right now? Really none. I mean, yeah, he wants to play for pride and respect and all that garbage, but, really he just wants to get the money, so I could see him playing very conservative over the next, 30-plus games or whatever's left in the season. But you know what? The New Jersey Nets, I gotta respect you because you're trying to make your team better. You guys are talking about constantly making these moves, and I think if I was a Nets fan, I would be excited just based on effort, even if we don't get Carmelo kind of thing. There's a lot of teams out there that would kill to have Carmelo Anthony, and I know that he's never going to be a Toronto Raptor, so I think the Nets fans, even when they don't get Anthony, should take solace in that. There will be other young talent coming up in the game that will play in New Jersey. It's just not going to be Melo right now. But as I sit around here, I wonder, what could the New Jersey Nets possibly offer Carmelo Anthony that could make him come to New Jersey? They can give him the 3-year extension for $65 million, but he's going to get that anywhere, so they got to go kind of above and beyond. So maybe they could do like a cool YouTube video telling him how great New Jersey is instead of New York, because they have Martin Brodeur and they've won Stanley Cups, and I don't know that much about New Jersey, so really there probably isn't much they could say. It seems like he's gone, it's a done deal. It's just not going to happen in New Jersey. It's going to happen in New York. Now, if you're a Knicks fan, you gotta love it. I doubt that too many Knicks fans are cool with the Nets having a good team. So this is a double whammy for you Knicks fans because you get Carmelo pretty much regardless. He is not going to New Jersey, I can guarantee that. So now you have Amari and Carmelo and whoever's left to fight battles for you. I guess you got Raymond Felton for sure. But there's a rumor possibly that Danilo Gallinari could be moving to the Nets or another team in the trade mix, but who knows. I think if you think of it objectively, the best thing for the Knicks to do would be to let Carmelo ride the season out in Denver, because he is just going to be content playing out the season if he doesn't get dealt, which is what I was saying earlier. Anyhow, like I say, if you're a Knicks fan, you gotta be pumped because you're screwing over the Nets and you're making your team better. And you know what? I gotta say, with Melo and Amari and possibly Chris Paul to come, wow, I think that could be just as good as the Miami Heat, but that remains to be seen, I guess. Chris Paul is maybe staying in New Orleans now because the team's playing well. I don't know, we'll see. But I will say this, players in the NBA seem to have a lot more power than in any other league. I don't know why it is, but you have Darrelle Revis holding out with the New York Jets, and you see that sometimes in hockey as well, but I think with the NBA, it's such a superstar-centric league that the stars know they dominate the game. Yes, the players dominate on the court, and that's obvious, but they also dominate from a marketing perspective, because in baseball, you need a good all-around team to win. In hockey, it's the same thing. Even in football, you got 50-plus guys on a team. You're going to have more than one good talent to win. The Indianapolis Colts are a great example. They have probably the best quarterback in the NFL, but they couldn't win because they didn't have the team this year. In basketball, if you have 2 or 3 stars, you're pretty much right there for the NBA title. But we'll see what happens with Carmelo. This is Sports by Jack, and if you're not watching my channel, then you don't know jack about it. By the way, sports fans, what do you think about the New Jersey Nets? Are they jaded or what? And if Carmelo doesn't end up in New York, where will he end up? And also, I'd like to know, what do you think about superstars having too much power in terms of where they play or who they're with? Do you think that it's warranted because they're stars, or do you think that this is starting to go a little bit too far with players making requests to build super teams and whatnot? Leave your comments in the section below. This is Sports by Jack. If you're not watching my channel, then you don't know jack about it.